Hey, how you doing today? I am Taquila Coleman. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to know who you can take with you into the promised land. Because listen, everyone can't go where God is taking you. Okay, and so when we talk about, who all can go with you into the promised land, we got to begin to understand. Like when you take a look at the Bible, God told Abraham in Genesis chapter 12, he told him, leave your father's household, your people, in your country, and go to the land that I want to show you. And he began to tell him why he was leading and guiding him away from his people, his family, and his country. It goes on to say how he's going to make, he's going to make his name great. He's going to, be a blessing to many, right? And so, but in order for Abraham to receive these blessings, in order for Abraham's name to be made great, he had to first follow the instruction by leaving his family, his people, and his country. Now, as Abraham began to leave, Lot went with him. And as you continue to read over to the next chapter, we read how Abraham and Lot they begin to quarrel, right? And that quarreling caused for them to separate. That was in God's plan because Lot he wasn't approved by God to go into this promised land with Abraham. Okay, and so this is why we see the separation happening between Abraham and Lot. And I'm here today to tell you, whenever we take people, into the promised land, and God never approved of them, you're going to be met with distraction. You're going to be met with, quarreling, you know, um, sabotage, right? You're going to be met with all, of these things that God never designed for you to bring into the promised land, right? See, when you get to the promised land, you have to be built for the promised land. You got to have the capacity to be able to handle the promised land, all right? So, again, understand everyone can't go where God is taking you. When God was leading and guiding David into the promised land, after David beat Goliath, he left his family, he left his father and his brothers behind, and God led David into the promised land, right? Same thing with Joseph, right? Joseph entered into the promised land first, and later, was reconnected with his father and his brothers. And that tells me, because he was reconnected, he was reconciled with his brothers and father. That tells me that God dealt with their heart, because that's the only way you can enter into the promised land. Your heart has to be right. You got to have the capacity to be able to handle the promised land. Wisdom is needed in the promised land, okay? So everyone can't go where God is taking you, and you have to know and be able to discern who has God approved to go with me into this promised land. Some of the ways on how you can discern who God has approved to go with you into this promised land, look at your dreams. What are God showing you in your dream? Okay, if he's showing you, people coming back in the future into your life, and it's a positive dream, make sure you are interpreting your dream the right way. If he's showing you this and highlighting this to you, he might be telling you this person is approved in the future to come back, into your life, right? Again, God will give you vision of, the people who are approved and who not, okay, who not approved. God will also, reveal through prophecy, but God would also allow our own discernment to discern who's approved and who's not, right? If when you look at these individuals, family and friends, and you picking up, like scripture said, you would know them by their fruit. If you seeing the fruit of jealousy, the fruit of envy, if you seeing the fruit of pride or the fruit of betrayal, if this individual is acting like they not sure about you, one minute they for you, the next minute they your enemy, right? Your discernment is telling you this person right here still needs some more, they still got to go through some more of their process. They still need some more transformation work, healing work done on them. So it wouldn't be wise to take this individual with you into the promised land, okay? Because pride can't enter into this promised land, right? Jealousy and envy, it has to go before it enter into the promised land, or it will sabotage it. Okay. So your own discernment will, signal to you whether or not this individual can go into the promised land or not. When we talk about your spouse, okay, let me just say this. We already know, okay, our spouses will enter into the promised land. We already know this. Now, God may lead the believer spouse into the promised land first. So when he leads you into the promised land first, don't automatically try to hurry up and reach back and pull your spouse, to hurry up and come with you into the promised land, because they need to go through their process. They need to be built for the promised land. All of that jealousy, envy, the lust of the flesh, the pride, all of that needs to be put away, okay, before they can enter into this promised land. So God will let you know when your spouse is ready and when God has approved of them to enter into the promised land. Okay, don't go ahead of God. Wait on God, but also use your discernment. Okay, in knowing who these are the people I can go. I mean, these are the people who can go with me into the promised land, and these are the people who God has not approved of. God will also tell you, it's different ways how God will speak. Right? God will say, avoid this individual at all costs. If God is telling you to avoid certain people, they can't go with you into the promised land until they get their heart right. If God is telling you to let go of this individual, and we know God tell us to let go of prodigals, but when God tell you to let go of a person, they can't go until God approves of them, being able to move forward with you. Okay. If God say do not enter and he highlight a person's name, he's telling you, okay, he's trying to warn you, and to let you know this person is something about this person, their heart. It could be the things that they are involved in. Maybe they're not even serving the Lord. But when God give you these warnings in this way, he's letting you know, separate yourself from this individual. This person's heart isn't right towards you. Okay. And they cannot go where God is taking you. Okay. So with that, I am Taquila. Coleman. I'll talk to you real soon. Take care.